Hi everyone, my name is Shannon Reynosa, and today I'm going to share 3 ways that you can pull yourself out of a state of feeling hopeless. Have you ever found yourself feeling hopeless and frustrated, like you just don't know how you're going to get out of the predicament that you're facing? Maybe you feel like you're hitting a dead end and you're frustrated. Well, you're not alone. We can all come into this state at one point or another in our lives when we are facing challenges. So this is a normal human way to feel, to feel hopeless, to feel like there's nothing that you can do. When it becomes a problem is if you are getting stuck in this state. Because if you are getting stuck in a state of feeling hopeless, like there's just no way out, you are closing yourself off to the possibilities that are available to you. And also, it can cost your relationships and your overall well-being. When you are getting stuck in a state of hopelessness, it can cost you emotionally, mentally, physically, and your relationships. And so it is always a good idea to get a little leverage on yourself and motivate yourself to get out of this state, to commit to getting rid of this state because it's not serving you. Sometimes it's easy to get stuck and comfortable in certain states because we don't really think about what it's costing us in the long term. And so sometimes we have to really remind ourselves of what is this negative state costing me from experiencing in my life, and what benefits am I going to gain once I get rid of it? Feeling hopeless and stuck is a common state that we can experience when we feel like we are just hitting a dead end and we're facing a problem that we can't solve. This is a very common thing that can happen to us all when we're working towards a goal. And we just feel like, I just don't see how it's going to happen, and this can cause you to give up and kind of sulk in this miserable, negative state that isn't serving you, and it's preventing you from moving forward and taking effective actions towards your goals. And we can stay in this state for up to a lifetime if we don't really properly get leverage on ourselves. Everything that we do in our lives is because we want to experience pleasure or avoid massive pain. And so sometimes what can happen is we get really comfortable in these negative states that are keeping us stuck. And so you really want to acknowledge that, number one, there are some major benefits you are going to receive when you get rid of this negative state that you are staying stuck in of feeling hopeless and powerless. And you want to review what it's currently costing you right now. What is feeling hopeless costing you emotionally, mentally, physically, and what's it costing in your relationships? Because let's face it, if you are one of those people that is constantly in this negative state, a lot of people are probably not going to want to be around you. And if they are, it might be out of obligation or they feel bad for you. And, if you know someone like this, or maybe you're one of those people, you know what I'm talking about. It's not delightful and fun to be around somebody who is constantly in this state of feeling sorry for themselves. So get leverage on yourself first and foremost to really motivate yourself to make a commitment to get rid of this state. And so today I'm going to share 3 tips with you that you can use if you're finding yourself getting into a state of feeling hopeless and just stuck overall in any area of your life. So before I go into these 3 tips, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button below to ensure that you get notifications for future videos. Okay, so tip number 1 is to shift your focus. Oftentimes we get stuck focusing on our problem that we forget to focus on what we actually want so that we can come up with a solution to the problem. If you are having trouble right now figuring out how to meet your goal of losing weight, for instance, and you have just gotten stuck focusing on all of the current restrictions that are going on, the gyms are closed, I just can't do it, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to lose weight if I can't go to the gym. Well, that's getting stuck on the actual problem versus shifting your focus onto what it is that you want. And what it is that you want in this situation would be the outcome would be to lose weight. And so using empowering questions is going to be a lot more effective in this situation to really start to think about how you can go about getting the outcome in a different way and using a different strategy that you can implement to get the same outcome that you want. And so you want to ask questions like, how can I get what I want in a way that's enjoyable for me? What can I do to get the outcome that I want? And this is quickly going to shift your focus from getting stuck in the problem to focusing on a solution to the problem and figuring out a way to make it happen. The second thing you want to do is start to reframe your thinking. Sometimes we start thinking in a way that's not serving us. We start getting caught up and stuck in this vicious cycle of thinking of, I'm not good enough. I don't know how to resolve this problem, so therefore I'm incompetent. Or I just don't deserve what I want. I'm not good enough to accomplish that goal. And so we want to call ourselves out on this negative thinking and stop, take a deep breath, and really start to question the thought that we're having. Is this thought serving me? Is this 100% true? Is this a universal truth that applies to everybody? If not, make a choice to let it go and change the thought into something that is going to serve you. And in this case, I would say, I am good enough. I do deserve what I'm working towards. I do deserve what I want. And yes, I feel stuck right now. Yes, I feel frustrated, but I am capable of overcoming this challenge and coming up with a solution that's going to serve me. And if you want to solidify this thought or this new empowering belief, you want to look back on past accomplishments, things that you've accomplished in the past, things that you've pulled off when you did not think you could. You surprised yourself and you went above and beyond what you thought you could in the past. Use those past accomplishments as evidence to support this new thought, this new empowering belief that's really going to get you to start taking some action. And that brings me to the last tip. Take action. Yes, plan ahead, but just start taking action. You know, sometimes we're not going to have all the answers. And the best way to get answers to our questions and to solve our problems is to just try something. Try taking an action that you haven't taken before and see if it works. The worst thing that's going to happen is that you're going to learn that it doesn't. You've learned one more way that doesn't work. And hey, you're one step closer to the goal now. You're one step closer to creating that success, that change that you want to see. But you cannot get there doing the same things that you've done in the past. You've got to change your strategies. You've got to do something different. So try something new. Take new actions. Take risks. That is how you learn and you grow. And you eventually get to the end destination. So I hope you enjoyed these tips today. Comment below with what you do to get out of a state of feeling hopeless. And I will see you next week.